Let's bring the slope-intercept form into a context of word problems. So, a couple key features to graphs is that you have your y-intercept, which is usually the starting point, the initial value, something like that. And same thing here. We also have our slope, which is our rate of change, right? And then if we have one, I drew the second graph because if you see it going down, there's also usually an ending value. That's the x-intercept. That's the ending point. So these are a couple of the key features. So when we read through a problem, if it's that initial value, that starting point, then we're going to go with the y-intercept. If it's the slope, if it's the rate, then it's the slope. So if you remember what we've covered so far, we learned that from y equals mx plus b, that we have our slope is in front of x, and then b is the y-intercept. So we can quickly get these things from the equation just by looking at it. So let's go through a few problems. A charity organization is having a fundraiser. P represents the fundraiser's profit if N tickets are sold. A negative profit means the expenses exceeded the income from tickets. So what do they mean by negative profit? Just so we could see that real quick. This is probably what the line would look like. They're going to start right here and then go up. So starting with a loss. Starting down here at a loss. Then it trends up. Right here is where they're going to break even. So what are the expenses of the fundraiser? So the y-intercept, if they don't sell any tickets, that's how much the fundraiser is going to cost. Because if P represents their profit, the y-intercept is the least amount of money. It's the most amount of money they're going to owe. It's their biggest expenses right here. And then from there, it's just going to go up as far as how much money they have, as far as a profit. So they're starting with a cost of $1,500. You're not going to put negative $1,500. You're just going to say their costs are $1,500. Looking at this problem, what was the temperature when Quinn returned home? So let's read the question. When Quinn got home, he turned on the air conditioner. Q represents the temperature in Quinn's home after T minutes. So when he gets home, that's that initial temperature, and then when he turns on the AC, the temperature starts to drop. So the rate is here, but the temperature when he got home was the 42 that it started at. Okay, a young sumo wrestler decided to go on a special diet to gain weight rapidly. W represents the wrestler's weight as a function of time. How much weight does the wrestler gain every 2 months? So this sounds like slope, right? So this right here, their slope, the slope is 5.4 for every 1. Realize that time is in months, right? So we want it in every 2 months, so we're going to double it. So 10.8. Then last, what is the price for 10 balls not including the entrance fee? So probably going to make more sense if we read this. A paintball court charges initial entrance fee plus a fixed price per ball. P represents the total price as a function of the number of balls used. So the entrance fee is the $5.50, but they want to know what's the price of 10 balls and don't include that entrance fee. So we know it's 80 cents per ball. So the slope is 80 cents for 1 ball. So for 10 balls, we just multiply that by 10. It's just going to be $8 for the 10 balls. So that's the idea. Once again, it just goes back to the y-intercept's the starting point. The slope is the rate. Are they asking for the starting point or are they asking for the rate?